Good day, YouTube. This is J Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just another video here on Sundial. They just keep going down, keep going down, keep going down. So don't know where the bottom is going to be. But you can see what they've done over the last year, down about 64%. In the last 3 months, down over 44%. In the last month, they're actually in the green, 4.86%. Could have got in there at the 29 cent range. It's getting close to that again. Here in the past week, down about 4%. And here's a look at today, so don't know what's going to happen with it. Maybe it's going to go down and hit a new low again. So if you don't know much about Sundial, it's a MJ company, ticker SNDL, founded in 2006. $760 million market cap, low today at 0.335. Or high today, and well, it's not much different, but a low today of 0.3156, 52-week high of 96 cents, and a low of 0.2902. 45 million shares on the average, and the current volume of about 27 million. Here's a look at their next earnings on August 11th. And like I said, I've talked about this one numerous times. I'll link those in the description. You can see when I tried buying some back in May, it was around the 50-cent range, and it's just been down ever since then. So looks like Tilray's down as well. So over here on Microsoft Bing, currently showing it as a hold. Sundial distance from 20 simple moving day average is minus 1.08%. What to expect? This just came out today. So the current price, which is 34 cents to be very precise, the stock rose vividly during the last session, 0.356. After opening at 35 cents, while the lowest price it went was recorded at 0.335 before closing at 36 cents. Recently in the news on July 7th, notice of annual and special meeting on July 21st, Sundial Growers announces that the forthcoming annual and special meeting of shareholders will be held on July 21st, 2022. Sundial had a pretty dodgy run when it comes to the market performance. The one-year high price for the company stock is recorded at 0.8914 on 3/25/2022, and the lowest price of 0.290 in the same period just about 3 months later. So, and it was down almost a third. Full year performance 62.27. So the only way to look at this one is, well, there's two ways. I've always looked at it as it's POS, but I mean, the company's got so much going for it, I just don't get the stock price. The stock price has always sucked. I've been covering this one, I swear, since fall of 2020. I think I first started buying into this one in about the 50-cent range. It was projecting to go up to $1. I think it did get up to $1. I think it went up to 3 something, if I remember right. We'll have to look back at the end of the video. And then it just came down, and it's never recovered. So this one's got a lot of talk, a lot of volume always going on, but the price just can't hold. So here it talks about underweight, overweight, total debt to equity ratio, can also provide valuable insight into the company's financial health and market status. Debt to equity ratio can be calculated by dividing the present total liabilities of a company by shareholders' equity debt to equity. So multiple moving trends are noted on this one, so that's been the case for it for quite a while. So here's the article that I didn't get the video out yesterday, but it was just released yesterday. Sundial Growers should have better days ahead with its Alcana acquisition and solid balance sheet. But August is right around the corner, so we'll see if the 10 to 1 or 25 to 1, which I just talked about on my video on Friday, we'll see when that happens or what happens with it. Even if Sundial stock could rebound, there are arguably much better alternatives for investors to consider. That's why I haven't bought any more of this one, especially at these levels. I mean, it's been tempting just to lower my cost basis, but bulls and bears can agree that Sundial isn't a stock for risk-averse investors. So, two sides of the coin for Canadian MJ stock, and shout out to the people listening in Canada. You got about, 9% of the people that listen are from Canada, so always cool to see people listening outside of the United States. So it's no secret that the MJ industry in both the United States and Canada has faced tough challenges, but that doesn't mean there still isn't some pod stocks out there with a lot of potential. Does Sundial Growers belong in that group? That's been the question for, going on 2 years or more. Here are the bull and bear cases for the stock. So, bull cases, it's a beaten down, but with better days ahead, so that's pretty typical of any stock. Look at it if it's been beaten down, possibly buy some, maybe watch it, maybe buy some more. It's hard to say. So, heavy stock dilution and threat of increasing competition in the MJ space. The company's share price has collapsed. Stock trades down nearly 60% this year alone, and it's off a whopping 97% from the market close on the day of its initial public offering nearly 3 years ago. As bad as its stock performance has been, however, the company might now be significantly undervalued. And here's a look at their chart over the last month. So down to the 31 cent range like we already looked at, on up to the 38. That would have been a good buy-in if you're trading it there, but obviously didn't last that long. $803 million market cap, 52-week range of 29 to 96 cents, so quite a range. Sundial's revenue increased roughly 78% year over year in the first quarter of 2022 to 17.6 million Canadian dollars, or 13.6 US. The figure included only 1 day of revenue contribution from company's acquisition of MJ and liquor retailer Alcana. Sundial is on track for much bigger sales growth as a result of this acquisition, which should also work to boost margins. Right now, the company is burning cash. Its Spirit Leaf MJ retail stores are facing rising competition in the Canadian market. However, the combination of MJ production, company-owned stores, franchised retail locations, and contribution from the more dependable liquor retail business could help Sundial outperform the market's expectations. With a market capitalization of around $800 million, no debt on its books, and ample cash reserves, investors are already pricing in weak performance. The company has some time to let its new strategy pan out. It would take greater business performance to send the stock above current levels. The bear case is there's too many better alternatives. I talk about quite a few MJ stocks here on the channel. Currently, High Tide is my favorite, and just like it says here, there's too many better alternatives. So when you what do you get when you combine two companies that are losing, answer a bigger company that's losing money? And that's what the Sundial shareholders now own since the Alcana acquisition closed. But the continued lack of profitability for Sundial, it's the primary argument against the stock. So I think that the single most compelling reason to not buy Sundial is that there are simply too many better alternatives, including some within the MJ industry. For example, I've talked about this one before, VFF, Village Farms. I thought it was Village Family Farms, but maybe they changed their name since I talked about them last. Checks off every box that Sundial does and then some. It has generated positive adjusted earnings, and I think it's down in the $4 range now. We can take a look. Before interest, depreciation and amortization, or EBITDA, for 14 consecutive quarters. Village Farms valuation is also much more attractive than Sundial, so probably due for a video on VFF as well. So like I said, I've talked about them. I'll link that in the description. The U.S. MJ market also offers several better options than Sundial, Air Wellness, Cresco Labs, and Green Thumb Industries. Especially stand out with great businesses and clear paths to sustained growth. Sundial could enjoy a rebound, and it's better bet than some of its Canadian peers. However, the stock doesn't have what it takes to make me bullish, and it hasn't done anything to make me bullish about it for quite some time, other than just after a low price. So, but moving on over here to Reddit. Bought Sundial at 66 cents. You might be screwed for a while. So Sundial is becoming a monster. There's lots of bullish people on Sundial. There always has been. It just hasn't not performed. Tried to wrap my brain around this one, and it's just like Hexo. Just keeps going down, keeps going down. So over here on StockTwits, currently at 32 cents. Let's see if there's any updated information here. SOS Limited, I think I've talked about them. Looks like it's got an ADR, so I don't know if I want to look at them or not. This gets to 39 cents, 42, then sell and rebuy, 30 to 32. That's the pay. Happened twice, last 1 to 2 months. What about the offerings after the split? That's probably another question, so. And over here on, currently at 32 cents here on MSN Money, currently showing it as a hold with an upside to 74 cents. Don't know if that's going to make it or not. Not until after the split. So if you have any more information on the split, you can leave that in the comments, along with if you have shares of Sundial and your cost basis, or if you've been buying any. That would be interesting to know. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.